What is up, my collectors? It is your boy Reeferino, and today we'll be looking at the SH Figure Arts Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen. And might I say right off the bat that this box is fricked.
Yuji Itadori! I'm into girls like Jennifer Lawrence!
Yeah, quick little word of advice. Do not order from Amazon if your goal is to have a good box. This is the back of the box. Again, I'm sorry that this is the box is really gross and in horrible condition. So, yeah, apologies. I'm going to open it from this side because this is the more beat up side. And so, why not, you know? The box integrity isn't really what I care about anyways, or else I would have paid more money. $16, in fact, because on Big Bad Toy Store, this guy is, yikes, a lot of money. But if the figure's okay, then I won't really care, and here he is. Let's make sure that everything survived the journey here. Wow. We have Yuji Midadori. He looks really, really nice. I dig the drip. I dig the fit. Yeah, the proportions, everything here, it looks good so far. So, yeah, I mean, I gotta get to an actual desk location. I'm recording behind my couch right here because I'm at school and I don't have my normal setup, but we'll fade in, fade out, and I'll get on with the review. And here we have Yuji Itadori, just as he came out of in the box. And yeah, I must say, although I'm not a huge fan of the character, the figure's alright. For those wondering why I'm not a huge fan of the character, I think he's kind of basic, but I love Sukuna. Sukuna is my G, and I'm kind of excited for that Sukuna figure to come out, so yeah, I'll probably pick him up sometime soon and expect a review on him. But now it's about Yuji, so we gotta get him out of the way first, starting with appearance. So as you can see, Yuji with his weird frowny face. I don't know if I can get that to focus very well, but yeah, he doesn't have a smiling face, which I think is a little weird, but his face, I will say, it looks pretty accurate, and he's got that, I don't know what you call it, it's not red hair, but it's like faded red hair. The colors are pretty accurate on this guy, I will admit. And this red collar piece to show that he's the vessel for Sukuna. Pretty much the only reason why I really like him. He's got a button right here, and yeah, I mean, the rest of it's pretty basic. It's just this uniform that all the students at JJK wear, or at least all the male students. The skin tone on this guy, it looks pretty good as well. There's not any weird flesh tone things going on here. It doesn't look too yellow or miscolored, and I think this is really accurate to the anime. Going down to the shoes, he's got his fresh kicks on. Overall, I think appearance on this guy is pretty solid, so no complaints on how he looks. So we'll get into how he moves with articulation. Starting with the head, it can move down a fair amount, kind of blocked by this collar piece right here. It can look up as well. Now mine has this weird neck disfiguration where the neck doesn't want to move perfectly in parallel with the head, so you kind of get this weird side neck or gamer neck you can kind of do with him. Everything else is pretty solid, as you can see. With arms, he can T-pose and then some. It's really freaking good. Double bend at the elbow, the butterfly joint, it can extend outward as well. There's no pivot at the bicep, but it's not really too big of a complaint. Butterfly joint, arm articulation, it moves really well. You can get it to do 360, you can get it to really just move in pretty much any direction you want it to. Ab crunch, you can get him to move back, I'd say about that much. Get him to move forward. Yeah, there. I think that's a fair amount. Moving down to the legs, you can kick up about 90 degrees, I think, maybe even a little bit more, but I'm not going to force it too much. His back leg articulation is a little weird because of the way they sculpted his butt, as you can see. So his back leg's a little funky here, it's sideways, but it is what it is. And bend at the knee, it looks a little funky, but we do love the double bend, and then toe bend. Pivot on the foot, all that good stuff. Oh, I guess you get a pivot on the whole leg. I didn't realize that. Yeah, so articulation is pretty solid on this guy. Other than the neck thing, everything is pretty freaking good. Okay, so now we'll get into accessories. So I'll start off with faces, including the faceplate he's wearing right now. He comes with 4 and an extra hair piece so that you could switch into Sukuna mode. So this is the first Yuji face. As you can see, it's just this kind of neutral, blank expression face. Swap out the faces. I kind of already demonstrated this. You can just pop off the head like so, and then pop out the hair, and then the head, and then put put a new face slash head into the main head, then the hair back in, and then yeah, there you go. It's new face. Okay, so this head is really just the same as this one. The only difference is that he's looking to the side. I think that's kind of a waste because we could have gotten a face with Yuji smiling, but instead we get bombastic side-eye Yuji. I don't want that. And then the third and last Yuji face is him screaming, which is probably my favorite one just because of like how accurate this looks. And yeah, so as I kind of already mentioned, Sukuna does come with his own little hair effect, which is basically Yuji's hair but whooshed back. You can use Yuji's original hair, but it would not look like Sukuna. It would look weird. Like that's not Sukuna. So we're gonna use the wave back hair. This is Sukuna, and straight off the bat, you might notice that this is the only Sukuna face, and he's looking down, which is kind of annoying. To get a similar face, but with Sukuna looking straight forward, you have to buy Megumi. Megumi is the only character that comes with this Sukuna face, but like looking out and forward. As well as the fact that the Sukuna figure that released this year already has like 4 better face plates for Sukuna than the one that comes here and the one that comes with Megumi. This face is kind of outdated, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it looks like Sukuna, but there's better ones now that figure released, and you can just swap the head. So I mean, really, you shouldn't be buying this for a Sukuna face, or you shouldn't be buying Megumi for a Sukuna face, because there's already a Sukuna figure with much better faces. Now we'll get into hands. So including the fists that he has on in the box, he comes with 3 pairs of hands. To swap out the hands, it's pretty easy. You can just pop it out like so. Also, I just forgot to mention, he comes with 3 pairs of hands, but he also comes with an extra hand, which I'll put on right now, and it's this hand with the Sukuna mouth coming out of it. So yeah, I think that's pretty sick. I'm pretty sure this hand mouth thing only shows up once in the anime on his hand, and it's not on his left hand, it's on his right. I might be mistaken, but I know that they included this one in specific because they want to recreate the JJK manga panel or cover with Yuji in the hands. His second pair of hands include like these grabbing hands. I mean, these could really just be for like grabbing anything, but you know, he comes with these, so that's nice. And his last set of hands are these open palm hands or just relaxed hands. These can really, like the others, be used for just about anything. He doesn't really come with that much in terms of hands, but there's good news. We do have a weapon blast effects piece thingy, which I'm glad, because not a lot of SHF figures come with weapons nowadays. So Yuji's 2 last accessories are these 2 divergent fist blast attack pieces thingies. So these are relatively simple. Now each one is supposed to pair with a different side of his hand, one with his left, one with his right. I'm not sure which is which. I kind of just eyeball it. Okay, see, this one went into his right hand, so that one was for his right, and this one is for his left. They slide in relatively easy, and then you have Yuji with his divergent fists. You can get him into a cool little action pose. For the $60-ish that he costs, around base price, and he just died, I would say it's pretty good with accessories. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but I think it's acceptable, and I find some enjoyment out of it. Here's a quick little size comparison of some figures on my desk. Yes, I know it's not the best lighting. It's because I'm on my desk and I have a lofted bed. So my apologies if it doesn't look very good. But Yuji stands a little bit taller than Goku and some taller than Naruto. And obviously he's going to be shorter than Gojo because Gojo is like 6 foot something. But yeah, so I mean, I know that in canon, Goku's like 5'9" and Naruto's like 5'6", 5'7". I don't know the conversion to centimeters. So of course Yuji's going to be a little taller than them both. Overall, he looks pretty good staying next to other SHF characters and figures, and yeah, so really no complaints with the comparison side of things. Alright, so now we made it into the final segment of the review where I give each figure a number score based on a 5-category system. If you disagree with any of the scores I give this character or the overall score, that is your opinion. Just keep in mind that this is my biased final thoughts. First category, appearance, I'm going to give this guy a 2 out of 2. There's There's nothing wrong that I can see that's bad about how this figure looks. Everything looks great and, you know, it looks spot on to the anime. I don't know too much about the manga. Some people say that this figure is based more on the manga than the anime, but as an anime watcher, I don't see anything wrong with him, and I think he's really good. Articulation, again, I'm gonna give this guy a 2 out of 2. He is really good and he moves super well. I have not ran into any issues with loose or super tight joints. He is perfect. He can hold a pose, he can strike a pose, and there won't be any issue. Accessories, now I'm gonna give this guy a 1.5 out of 2. He comes with just about everything except for a smiling face. What were they thinking? I mean, Yuji is like one of the only positive and happy characters in the show, and they didn't give him a smiling face. It's just, that's insane to me. But, you know, he comes with a divergent fist, and that's pretty cool, as well as a Sukuna faceplate, which they didn't have to do, but they did. And although it's kind of outdated and, you know, you could just buy Sukuna for the faceplates, it's still very nice to have. Value for money. Now, I got this guy for 60 bucks. If you're going off the Big Bad Toy Store price, it's 76. So reasonably, most people are gonna get this guy for 60-ish, you know, somewhere in that range. I'm gonna give him a 1.5 out of 2 for value for money as well, because I think you are getting a good bit for what comes here. And I don't think 60-ish is too outlandish for him, especially since he has blast effect weapons and pretty much everything except maybe an extra set of hands and an extra face. And then finally, personal enjoyment, I'm gonna give this guy a 2 out of 2. I am not a big Yuji fan. I'm just not a fan of his personality all that too much. I think his motives for doing things are kind of generic and basic as opposed to a lot of the side characters in the show. But I really must say I enjoy this figure, and as someone who's not a big Yuji fan, I'm really glad I picked this boy up. Totaling all of that up, we have 3 2s and 2 1.5s. That adds up to a 9 out of 10 figure. So almost perfect. If he was a little cheaper and came with a smiling face, I would say, yeah, this is like the perfect boy. But for a 2-year-old figure, he stood the test of time pretty freaking well. That's gonna do it for this review today, guys. So if you enjoyed, please like and comment. If you didn't enjoy, please leave a comment and tell me what I can improve upon. I created this channel to improve my knowledge on action figures, to be more involved in the community. So any and all feedback is appreciated. I'm open to all suggestions. Just keep in mind that my budget is $0. So if there's like a $100 Mafex figure that you guys want me to review, just keep in mind, oh, this is coming out of my pocket. So that might be a while down the road before I start reviewing really, really expensive figures. But other than the JJK SHF line, I do collect the Naruto and Dragon Ball lines. And I'm going to start doing stop motions relatively soon, so look out for those on YouTube Shorts and all those things. And I'm excited for what the future is to come. 2023 is just the start of my collection. I think that's about it for all I have to say for this outro. Have a good rest of your day or night, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!